What's up everyone, I'm back at y'all with another video. Now for this one, I'm reviewing Child's Play 2. Now, to me, this is a perfect sequel. To me, this film is just as good as the first film. Like literally, sometimes I go on and off of which one of these two films is my favorite between the first two, because the first two just is just amazing. They have some of the best moments in the franchise of Child's Play. So, Child's Play 2 is a perfect sequel. It's a perfect sequel. Like, how could they made it better? Like, they couldn't have made this sequel any better than it already was. This movie is great. This has one of the best opening scenes. Actually, it has the best opening scene in the whole franchise of Child's Play. And that is when they was building Chucky back up. They're scraping the burnt stuff from the first movie. It's like you could watch the first movie and the second movie back to back, like its own one movie, kind of like Halloween 1 and 2 did. Because this movie pretty much leaves off immediately after the first movie, because they're fixing Chucky back up in this film. They're scraping that burnt stuff off of Chucky in this film, and boom, they, like, from the start of the film, got Chucky, right? And this movie, they showed Chucky a lot more, and Chucky looks badass in this film. And this film's they up the kills from the first film, and so yeah, this film is it's just as good as the first movie, in my opinion. This movie is just as good as the first movie. In this movie, they did not use no little person to play certain scenes. They used just animatronics. Of course, they used a lot of animatronics in the first movie, but this one, they just only used animatronics. Only. And no little person to play Chucky, which is crazy. I think that's why Chucky looks so great in this film. And I love the look, I love the feel of the film. Like, the ending was great. The ending was great. One of the best endings in cinematic history, like in horror, of course. This film had everything I loved about the first movie. Everything I loved about the first movie, this film had. But the only one issue is they didn't make Chucky turn human like he did in the first movie. They kind of did it, but it was kind of forced in this movie, the way they tried to do that. Because, like, Chucky's like, no, I'm bleeding, I'm turning human again. You know, so it did that as well as it did, like the first movie did. But this film, like, if you love the first movie, you'll love the second movie. This movie is just amazing. This is a fan favorite. I can understand why people put this as their number one. I could definitely understand that. Because Child's Play 2 is a classic. Just like the original, it's a classic. This is one of the greatest horror sequels ever made. It really is. Like, I don't really have any negatives to say about this film. And the foster parents that Andy goes to in this film, I didn't mind them, you know, because you gotta switch it up, the pacing a little bit from the first movie. That they had to do something at least a little bit different, and that's exactly what they did in this film by putting Andy in the foster care. And the character feels a dickhead, but he got his, you know, he got his kill in the film. So yeah, I enjoyed this film a lot. I can't wait to rank all these movies. Yes, I decided why not, you know, review the first one and the second one in one day. Because both of these movies I freaking absolutely love to death. And hopefully the TV series is at least, I'm hoping that the TV series tries to make it at least almost as good as the first two movies. I hope so, because I love Child's Play 1 and 2. Those movies are some of my, actually, Child's Play 1 and 2 are like in my top 5, maybe top 10 favorite horror movies of all time. That's how much I love Child's Play 1 and 2. So Child's Play 2, great sequel. I love the sequel a lot. And then, you know, after Child's Play 2, they started to go downhill a little bit. But can't wait to review Child's Play 3 and Bride of Chucky, which is Bride of Chucky I thought was a decent film. Child's Play 3, I'll explain the problems I have with that film. And then I'll also explain the stuff I like about that film. So yeah, so that's the next film I'm probably going to review is Child's Play 3. But yeah, Child's Play 2, fantastic sequel. Love his sequel a lot. So yeah, if I had to rate this movie, how would I rate it? 10 out of 10. First two Child's Play movies, 10 out of 10s. Both of them are great movies in my opinion. Great horror movies and great movies in general. So 10 out of 10 for Child's Play 2. I gave the first one 10 out of 10. I'm also giving the second one a 10 out of 10. So yeah, I guess for this video. If y'all enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, please subscribe and share. And also, hit the bell so you know when the videos upload. Now, don't forget that Toy Factory scene. One of the best endings in horror movie history, of course. So yeah, I guess for this video, hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I guess I'm out. Peace.